Hello crafters, welcome to Create at Home with G. Gareth here. Today we're going to be making a nautical ocean themed card. It's going to be a mixed media style card. Mixed media basically means that you're using mixed mediums, i.e. paint, clay, paste, material, embellishments, that kind of thing. So it's mixed media but in a different way. So I mean, I'm not going to be using paints and that type of thing, but it is still based as a mixed media card. We're going to be using some of this sandpaper, which you can get from Poundland. You get 25 sheets for £1. I'm going to be using some of the something from here, and this is the Mixed Elements paper pad from Brutus Monroe. You get 18 patterned papers and 6 mixed media elements. So we're going to be, it's a gorgeous paper pad actually. A lot of these you could very easily colour in or use them in black and white, but then you get all this mixed media style material, canvas, and you get this corrugated card. I'm going to be using the corrugated card, so I'm going to be using that. You can do whichever card size suits you, but I'm going to be doing a standard C6 size card, which is very similar to the American A2. We're going to be using the Nautical stamp set from my store, and that's this one here. It's a 6-piece set. We're going to be using the anchor, and we're also going to be using this stamp set here, and this is a stamp set that's going out in July. It's a winter themed stamp set, so obviously July is when all my Christmas, winter and autumn holiday things are launched. And I'm going to be using the sentiment, "Thank you for all you do." So I'm going to be using the sentiment from that. I'm going to be using some of this brown, natural polished brown hemp. I'm going to be using some of that. You'll need some double-sided foam tape. I'm going to use my Nuvo hybrid ink from memomadeit.com. I'll leave a link for memomadeit.com, brutusmonroe.com and createathomewithg.com down below. So let's crack on. As I said, I'm going to be doing a standard size card. So I'm just going to do my base. So I just need to score. I'm just going to use my scoring tool, which is available from my store. And obviously crease it with my bone folder, so it's also, which is also available. It's nice and tight. Right. So I'm going to cut my elements now. My corrugated card here, that needs to be, I can remember my measurements, that needs to be 4 inches by 5 3/4. So it needs to be 4 inches wide by 5 3/4. And you can obviously tear this so you get a bit more of a rugged edge. So I've just got a little white border, as you can see there. Now my sandpaper will need to be, what size is my sandpaper, crafters? My sandpaper needs to be 3.5 by 5 1/4. So that needs to be 3.5. Oh, and I must remember to turn it over, because obviously as this is sandpaper, it's going to damage my blade. By 5 1/4. And that will sit on there like that. I've also got some scraps here, which I'm going to stamp the anchor image on. And like I say, I'm going to be using the Nuvo hybrid ink, and this is the Acorn Brown. So I'm going to be using that. It's quite a masculine, this card has quite a masculine feel to it. So I'm going to stamp that on my piece of scrap card here, and I will cut that out, but I'll do that off camera. So I'll leave that to one side. Now these two, I'm going to use my double-sided foam tape, because these elements are quite thick and quite heavy. So sometimes the glue doesn't always work. Even though the art glitter glue is fantastic, I do like to pop these kind of elements up, because you know, if it's mixed media, you want to be able to feel and touch and see. So let's pop that. Let's get rid of this. Let's pop that on there. And then let's use some of this hemp. So I'm just going to cut some of this hemp off. And I need some. I'm just going to wrap it round and then tie it off. And I'm simply just going to tie it off using a knot. I don't want a bow or anything, just a simple knot. And then I'm going to cut off the excess. Now, using some of the vintage style nautical buttons, I'm going to go and put that just there. So let me grab hold of my buttons. I have quite an array of nautical buttons available in my store. I have shaped ones, but these are just standard button shape. And I think I'm going to use this one here. I think that one will look quite nice just there. So I'm going to use that. And I'm going to, again, using some of my foam tape, just attach that to the card, making sure that I have the writing the right way round, pushing it down. Right, crafters, I have the element cut out, the lovely it's the wheel and the anchor from that stamp set, and now I'm going to attach my inlays, again using the foam tape, just because these are quite heavy and I don't want them to warp the card as such. Put our anchor on here as well. Obviously, if this is going to cost too much for you to ship, then I would just stick these down using wet glue. Okay, and then on the inside of the card, we're going to have the sentiment from the stamp set, and that's going to have, making sure my card is straight, thank you for all you do. And again, I just use the Acorn Brown Nouveau ink. So there we go, and here is my prototype, and both these buttons are available from my store, as is this stamp set and this stamp set. You can get the ink from May, and I got this last year from Brutus Monroe, so I'm not sure if he still has this particular one, but he may have one for this summer. But I will leave a link for christophers.com below. So thank you, crafters. I really enjoyed this kind of mixed media nautical themed card, and I really like the end result. I love the masculine tones to it. You could have also used a brown card base, but I quite like the pop of white around the outside. Again, it's just my personal preference, but it does key in well with the button. So just just use your personal preference. But there we go. There's today's video, and I will see you again very soon. Take care now. Bye bye.